I've been working overnight security at the same rest stop off I-80 for about 3 years now. It's in central Pennsylvania, one of those places that exists purely out of necessity. Bathrooms, vending machines, a few picnic tables, and a parking lot that's usually empty by 2 in the morning. The pay isn't great, but it's quiet work. And at 29, with no real direction in my life, quiet work suits me fine. My job is simple. I sit in a small security office with a wall of monitors. I make rounds every 2 hours, and I make sure nobody's doing anything they shouldn't be doing. Most nights, nothing happens. The rest stop sits right at the edge of a dense stretch of forest. During the day, you can see the trees clearly. But at night, the parking lot lights only reach about 50 feet before everything turns into solid black. I'd always known how isolated the place was. It never really bothered me. Not until about 6 months ago. It started with the car. I first noticed it around 1:30 in the morning on a Tuesday in July. A sedan, dark blue or black. Hard to tell under the sodium lights. It was parked at the far end of the lot, away from the building. That part wasn't unusual. People pull over to sleep all the time. What caught my attention was that it had been there when I started my shift at 11. And it was still there 2 hours later when I did my first round. I walked past it during my 1 a.m. check. Shine my flashlight through the windows. The car was empty. No one inside. No bags. No trash. Nothing. I figured whoever owned it had gone into the woods to take a leak or something and would be back soon. I wrote down the license plate and went back inside. At 3 a.m., the car was still there. At 5 a.m., still there. When my shift ended at 7, it hadn't moved. The day shift guy told me it was gone by noon. Probably nothing. 3 nights later, the car came back. Same spot, same empty interior. It stayed all night, then vanished by morning. This happened again and again. 4, maybe 5 times over the next few weeks. I started taking pictures of the plate, not because I knew something was wrong, but because my instincts were telling me to remember it. Then one night during my 3 a.m. round, I saw someone standing next to the car. He was on the passenger side, facing away from me, looking straight into the trees. Dark jacket, jeans. I called out to him, asked if everything was okay. He didn't respond, didn't even turn around. I walked closer, maybe 20 feet away now, called out again. Nothing. Something about the way he stood made my chest tighten. He wasn't shifting his weight, wasn't moving his head, wasn't even breathing in a way I could see. People don't stand that still. I was about to step closer when he started walking, straight into the woods. No hesitation. No glance back. And that's when I realized something else. I hadn't heard his footsteps. Not on the pavement, not in the leaves, nothing at all. The car didn't come back for almost a month. I started convincing myself I'd overreacted. Then, in mid-August, it returned. This time, there was a piece of paper tucked under the windshield wiper. A gas station receipt, 40 miles east, earlier that day. One item. A single gallon of water. I don't know why that bothered me so much, but it did. Over the next 2 weeks, the car appeared 6 more times. And every time there was another receipt. Different gas stations, always nearby. Always the same thing. 1 gallon of water. I started keeping them. One night in early September, everything changed. I was sitting in the office around 2:30 when I saw movement on one of the monitors. The car was there, and someone was standing next to it again. This time, they weren't looking at the woods. They were looking directly at the camera. I was alone until morning. No backup. No patrols. After about 30 seconds, the figure walked out of frame. Toward the building. Toward me. I heard the outer door open. Then footsteps. Slow, deliberate. They stopped outside my office. I checked the camera feed. The vestibule was empty. When I reviewed the footage later, I saw something I hadn't noticed before. As I stepped into the hallway, there was a figure standing in the bathroom doorway. Watching me. The bathrooms were empty. The car was gone. 2 weeks later, I quit. Before I left, I looked up the license plate. The car had been reported abandoned 3 years earlier. The owner had gone missing. No body, no explanation, just gone. I don't know what I saw. I don't know who that was, but I know I wasn't imagining it. And I know one thing for sure. I'm never going back to that rest stop.